Well, hello. Um, well, yeah, today we're going to be working on these corner bumper strips, specifically the front ones that have the the light lens insert in them. Yeah, there's not much to these. I don't have that one screwed in right now, but not much holds these guys in. So I'll slide it off for you. That's what your fender will look like without it. With it on, of course. It's just like that. And this is not a one-piece thing. There are two pieces here. You have your black bezel, your bumper piece, and then you have what I think was white is now cream. A cream housing for your 4-inch lens. And this whole thing doesn't light up. Usually it's just this corner here by my thumb that lights up some, and sometimes the light will come down 2/3 the way across the bar. I'm working on a way of cutting this, or maybe not cutting it up, but popping it open so I can insert some LED lights so the entire bar lights up. But for now, the end that lights up is good enough for a while, because these are so easily removable. I could pull this off anytime I want. But anyways, these are only held onto the fender in 3 locations: here, here, and here. And they're just plastic studs casted into that white plastic housing for the orange lens. And all that goes on them are these little, I think they're called pot washers or pan washers. Just screw in there onto the back. And this presses up against the back side of the fender, pulling this into the fender, thus securing it. And then the only thing that holds the black part on are 4 screws. I have one there, and I have one there, but there's also supposed to be 2 more in each corner. I only have the 2 here for ease of demonstration. But every single one of these holes has an access port here. Or, I say all of them, not quite all of them. These top 2 screw holes don't line up with the fender holes. I don't know if they changed that on later EXPs or if LN7s have bigger holes to remove these top 2 screws, but this one here does not. It just has that hole, and that hole for the 3 plastic studs. And then it has a hole here and a hole here for the bottom 2 screws that hold the bumper piece and the lens piece together. So you take off again that little pan nut. I think I said washer before I meant nut. You take that off, lefty loosey, will come right out. Pull it off with the 3 studs. Disconnect the light socket. The light socket just presses in there and spins 90 degrees. So from the back side of the fender, you grab your light socket, spin it left 90 degrees, pull it out, and it will come out without any issues. And once that's done, then you can go about removing the screws once this guy's out of the fender. So I only had these 2 screws in there. I could show you how it all looks together. Let's see. That's what the screw looks like. It's got a tall head, but it's rather small, and it's not very long neither. and you'll know that they're for these because they have plastic remains on the threads. So again, you got 4 of these for each one of these, and these don't seem to rust up too bad. If you had your EXP parked in the weeds for a couple of years, then you'd probably have issues, but normally these ain't too bad. The biggest issue with rusting screws are the 3 screws that hold the fender liner inserts onto the front quarter panels. But these, never had an issue with them yet. But anyways, that's what the lens looks like when it's taken apart. If you've bought your EXP used, you're probably familiar with it with your quarter panel looking only like this. Because people will get into car accidents and these things will bust off a corner. They'll rip in half, and then at some point, if they either lose a corner or rip in half, they will just fall apart on the side of the road, or someone's tired of it rattling, half broken on their quarter panel, so they rip it off, whatever. Those aren't cheap. They're fairly affordable, but they're hard to find. They run from $15 to $35 each online. I think the passenger side is cheaper than the driver's side because the driver's side is more in demand because most accidents will happen on the front driver corner with these cars anyway. And then there's these orange light lens pieces. I have a video on cleaning the orange marker lights of EXPs and LN7s elsewhere. I can include that in the description. But yeah, clean this, polish it. If there's any dirt in there for any reason, take a garden hose to the inside, run it full of water, and then air dry it clean from every angle you can. Popping the 2 pieces of plastic apart would be a last resort option because I don't know how well they come apart. I imagine if you try to take them apart, you'll crack and break the orange lens. And then you have to deal with putting it back together even if you didn't break it. So try to clean these as best you can. Being that the light is only at the one end, you don't really need to worry about cleaning this narrow section. Just this bucket area where the light goes through and shines. Yeah, and then that's about it. After you cleaned it, polished it, you just put it back in your bezel, and then attach the whole works back onto your quarter panel. Attach the one little bulb, and then you should be good to go. Yeah, these can be had on eBay for $5 to $15. The really nice ones are closer to $30, but you know how eBay works with this EXP stuff. They come and go, sometimes at bargains, sometimes they're really expensive, but if you wait long enough, they all come down to an affordable price for your budget. So, yeah, that's all there is to it. It's so simple. It's really hard to break anything when you're removing these. And the procedure is the same with the turbo car. Again, unless they change the mounting holes. Everything I talked about still goes with them. Same removal, cleaning process, maintenance, whatever. But 86 and up, they don't have these. So, as far as your 82 to 85 EXP or LN7 goes, you'll have these Take care of them. Don't lose them. Don't break them. Because you never know if you have the last one or not. So we'll leave it at that. Have a good evening.